Oh, there is nothing like falling on air, and we fell on air. Hello.
I don't know what that means. I don't. What does falling on air mean? What does it mean?
It kind of means
it's Monday. It means espresso number 2 is required urgently. What does falling on air mean? Explain.
It kind of just means that.
Are you eating? We'll get complaints from Brighton. Be careful. So it means what?
It kind of means we're so preoccupied doing other bits.
We're getting the tech right. We've been trying to get the tech right. That's the big shtick today.
That we might have not realised what the time was. Sorry.
No. We did realize. We realised what the time was. It was okay. It was all right. Phil has been his usual technical genius self.
Hold everything. Hold everything.
What? What's going on, baby?
Yes.
Chrissy.
You've got the right idea, Chrissy. Hi, boys. Having macaroni and cheese. Boom. My favourite. Love it.
Macaroni cheese. When I did the Edinburgh Fringe, every single stall seems to be selling macaroni cheese as though that was the national dish of Scotland. Oh. Macaroni cheese. There's always time for macaroni cheese. And funny enough, there's always room for macaroni cheese. It's one of those, yeah, I love macaroni cheese. I suppose it's lunchtime where we're in Spain, where she is. Hi, lovely boys, says Linda Dave. Dylan Kerr says hi there. And Paul Andrews, happy Monday, which I think was a band from Manchester. Don't know. Wasn't my cup of tea.
Happy Monday.
I didn't like all those. All that stuff wasn't my cup of tea. And the one thing I never got, I don't know about you, Phil, Northern Soul. Did you ever get Northern Soul?
Well, there was some.
Never got it. I never got it at all. Didn't understand it.
Some Northern Soul stuff that's fabulous.
No, it wasn't for me either. Didn't do it for me. Chrissy Holt, don't forget the handsome look. Mine is homemade. Your look is homemade, or your macaroni cheese is homemade? Do you think she makes the pasta, or she gets pasta? We need more details, Chrissy. You're being a little bit lax. I'll be honest with you. You're being lax. You're being lax here. Yeah, baby. You're being lax. We need full details. Right. How was your weekend, dare I ask?
Should we lay our cards on the table? I think we should be honest.
Our cards on the table?
Yeah, well, I think we need to be honest.
Go on.
Because you may have noticed that Russ is broadcasting from a different location today. And this location he's broadcasting from is a little notorious for an internet connection that might be a touch, should we say, unstable. With
crap.
That in mind,
I think a touch crap. Yep.
With that in mind, we're poised. We're poised in case Russell drops off. But don't worry, we have a backup in place. So hopefully,
sounds ghastly.
You won't even notice. You won't even notice if he does drop off, which hopefully he won't. But I thought we'd better just declare.
If it drops off, I'll notice. This is not a good thing. I will notice if it drops off. Oh, the broadcast. With you. With you now.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I did. I posted a picture yesterday and I just put the words Neville shoot on it because the gag was on the beach. So you either got it or you didn't get it. And everyone thought I was on the beach. I wasn't on the beach at all. Oh, hang on. Let's go. Right. Oh no, that's no good. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a. I don't know. I'm getting rid of that. Hang on. I'm getting rid of that. So it wasn't a beach. It wasn't a beach. It was the River Thames at low tide, and decided to take the dogs down there because we haven't been. Got to be really, really careful on the River Thames because when the tide comes up, there's a differential of something like 16 feet. It's incredible, and so we ventured down, and it was sweet. It was like being on a beach. It's like being. I was going to say Brighton, but I won't be going back to Brighton for some time, but just in case. But because I'd lose my temper. So yeah, it was amazing. Everyone thought I was on some sort of fabulous coastal beach. It was the River Thames, right in the heart of London. Did I find any clay pipes, Gimme Lashmar? Well, interestingly, people said, thinking I wouldn't know, "Oh, you're mudlarking. Do you know anything about mudlarking?" And I went, "Yes, because we've been to lectures about mudlarking, which is really, really fascinating." I thought it was extraordinary. And the guy brought along stuff that he'd found. Hundreds of the clay pipes from when there were people sitting down there and coins and just extraordinary miscellaneous items. Does the backup plan involving waving bread items at each other, says Paul Andrews? No, because one of us is a professional and would eat before the show, and the other couldn't give a monkeys and just eats. It's a huge movement, Northern Soul. The records go for potentially thousands by collectors, says Dylan Kerr. Yeah, I know it was huge and very, very popular, but I just never got it. Just wasn't not my sort of music. But I know it was hugely popular. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I bought the macaroni.
Oh,
so it wasn't homemade. Right. So she's lied. Basically, this woman has barefaced lied to us. Why would she do that? What else does she lie about? Maybe she doesn't live in Spain. Maybe she lives in like Peckham or Croydon or something.
Can you imagine?
I could. Well, yeah, I could. I'd rather be in Spain than be in Croydon. Anyone ever able to park in Croydon? Anyone ever found a tree? No.
I don't know if I've been to Croydon.
What? You haven't lived? You haven't been to Croydon? Wow. Before the start of the show today, I realized I had, like Mother Hubbard, nothing. I had nothing. I had literally nothing. I'd run out of everything. So I went dashing off to the mini supermarket, and I kept glaring. I got my mask on. I got my hand protection on. I'm not touching any surface. No, everyone's wandering about, just wandering into you. And it's a very small little place. It's a like a mini mart, you know, it's not like Tesco's or anything. It's small. God damn. It was annoying. Dylan Kerr, I don't get it either. Bit bland to my probably mind. Mostly quite a disposable sound. Dylan Kerr talking about Northern Soul. Yeah, I used to like watching the dancing, which I just thought was weird. Maybe it's just I don't know. But everyone always raved about it, and Gary Crowley would rave about it and stuff like that. But let's be stone cold. Hello, Juliet McDermott. I haven't heard from you in some time. Do you think we'll ever see the Soho Whiskey Club back to life, Phil Dave, in Hertfordshire?
I'd love it. I believe it. I see absolutely no reason why not, but unfortunately it would take confidence. It would take confidence in people to get there, go there, and actually experience it. And I've got to be honest, you know, I know that you and I are going to have a socially distanced lunch tomorrow.
We are, because we've got a lot of stuff to discuss. I'm sorry if the fan's too noisy. Let me know. And Phantom has joined us. Crazy name. Crazy guy. Right, okay, got that out of the way.
I am going to suggest afterwards that we hop along to said Soho Whiskey Club, seeing as we're so near. If you want to go, great. If you don't, I will probably go anyway, because I think it's a terrible shame. I don't want to see that place go.
It won't go. I got a message. Mike Cook, thank you very much. Just sent you a personal message, Russ, not suitable for public display. Okay. That was a bit worrying. I don't know what you've sent it to me on, Mike, and I can't access it right now. Hello to you both and everyone. Marcella, good. Go on, you do it. You finished eating. Guglielmucci. It's a hell of a name. How many times a day do you have to spell that? Oh, hello. Yes. Can I have your name, madam? Guglielmucci.
See, I thought I had enough difficulty.
Spell that for me.
I thought I had enough difficulties telling people my name, Phil Dave, and they say, "How do you spell your surname?" It's D-A-V.
Dave. No. Your surname, please, sir. Dave. No. Not your first name.
It's plagued me all my life.
It's just. How many times do you have to say, no, that is my name? No, you're not understanding. Well, don't your first name. So your first name's Dave, right? I've got that.
You know what really irritates
my first name's Philip.
No, but Russ, do you know what really gets me? It's as after all these years, I don't know the difference between my first name and surname. That's what annoys me.
It is. You're like Vinnie Paul. No. You're like Billy Paul.
Yeah, they say, no. What's your first name? What's your surname? Oh, I'm so sorry. After all these years, that's clearly where I've been going wrong. I didn't realize, of course.
Oh, I see.
How silly of me.
That was outrageous sarcasm. Julia McDermott, I really hope we can get back to Old Compton Street. And where are we? And the Soho Whiskey Club.
Oh,
Kevin sent some pictures of what it was like the other week. Social distance, of course.
Juliet, you've opened a can of worms there. What?
Oh my God, Juliet! I don't
Not
know where you've
sure
been.
about there, Phil.
I have to be very, very, very careful. This has been a whole thing. I think Phil's been fantastic. I think he's been fabulously brave. And then you, sod, come in, you cigar chomping, whiskey chewing woman. You not sure about the hair, Phil? Well, there's not much you can do about it now. He's chopped it all off.
Now, Juliet, do you know what? Between you and me, I agree. I'm not sure about the hair either. However,
no, Phil, it's so much better.
The
Mate,
awful truth.
So much better.
Thank you, but the awful truth is that I didn't have much of a choice. Okay,
you did, but you were brave.
I've spoken about this enough in recent weeks to sort of bore everyone with this. But in a summary, my hair very badly falling out, and unfortunately could not maintain it any longer at the length it was. So the obvious thing, the best thing to do, shave it all off, done with it.
Which you did in a video, Juliet. It was an incredibly impressive video. Him in the middle of Trafalgar Square, surrounded by the Tiller girls. Juliet McDermott, I should grow to love it. Smiley face.
That's almost well recovered.
Yeah, almost. But we see right through you, transparent cellophane woman. Chrissy Holt, my laugh yesterday was 16 Essex Yobs. Oh, yeah, this was a horrible story. Do you want to read this out, Phil?
My laugh yesterday was 16 Essex Yobs landing in Malaga. They were arrested because they refused to wear masks on a plane, drunk, and one said to police, "Me no have mask, me bring Dosh to Spain, where's nearest bar?" How rude and insolent.
It was great because they were shoved off in Black Mariah's. Perfect.
Absolutely. I hope they put spit hoods on them.
You hope what? Say that again?
I hope they put spit hoods on them.
I don't know what it is.
Have you not seen what spit hoods are? This is a tool that some police officers use or police forces use to combat well, frankly, they actually combat potential suspects spitting at them. And what they do is revolting. What they do is they put what looks like a mesh net. I know what it looks like. It looks like one of those, those fly screens you get to try and keep flies out. Yeah. It looks like that. It's made of that, and it's a hood that goes right over the face and the back of the head, goes all the way around, and is attached to them. And it stops them from being able to spit at officers. And it's called a spit hood.
Well, and then they should just wire it up to the mains and electrocute them. Richard Todd, Phil, do you spell your surname Rodney? That is so clever, Richard. That is really good.
I get that. I was going to say, to anyone who doesn't get that, it's an Only Fools and Horses reference, where, of course, Trigger, who's one of the characters in Fools and Horses, was forever referring to Rodney, i.e. Del Boy's brother, as Dave.
I get it. Why do you call me Dave? What's your name? No, my name is Rodney. All right, Dave. Which is great. My favourite was also one of the early episodes ago. Do you call him Trigger because, he's a bit handy with the gun? No, because he's got a face like a horse. It's just, it was just great. And the other thing Trigger did, he did so many wonderful things, but the one he did about the broom, it's amazing, Del Boy. I've had the same broom all these years, the same broom. It's lasted me 10, 15 years. And all I've done is change the handle, and then I changed the brush. But it's the same broom. David Jason's face. David Jason's face has been told this story. It's it was interesting. Yeah. Oh, Lord of mercy. Anyway, so talking of the Soho Whiskey Club, I got hang on. Kimmy Lashmar. One for you, Phil Rodney.
Lashmar says, "Here's one for you. On my walk the other morning, a fly flew in my eye." Good Lord. I don't know why the fly flew in my eye, but actually it might. So I went up to a car wing mirror and fished a little black fly out, adjusted my fringe, then noticed a bloke in the driver's seat looking at me aghast. Brilliant. What are the chances?
Absolute classic. Absolute classic.
I like that.
Many years ago,
very awkward for you.
That's Kimmy. That's just brilliant. Years and years and years ago in Spain, when Spain was, and I must say hello to my cousin Francine Warner, who watches on the phone and apparently takes the phone to every room. That's a repeat from Friday. Yeah, Kimmy did tell the story on Friday, but we didn't have a chance to read it out because we were a bit on the old busy side. Anyway, that's a repeat from Friday. Ed, you're quite right. Anyway, so I got into a car. It was a Citroen de Chevaux. You know those things that are like a baked bean tin, kind of corrugated shed.
Only slightly less secure than a baked bean tin.
Yeah, precisely. Baked bean tins will get you up the motorway better. Anyway, got into this car and I'm driving along. I can smell fish. Don't do the gags. I can smell fish. This is funny. Fanny, I thought. Fanny comes up to me, says hello, Fanny. So I drive back to where I'm staying and I get out. I realized I've stolen the car. I was in completely the wrong car. It was a hired car. I got in the wrong car. I got in completely the wrong car. Why did the keys fit? God knows. But I got into a complete straight. There was fish in the back. There was fish in the back. It was a bit more relaxed in Spain in those days. You actually felt you were going to another country as opposed to going to Essex-on-Sea. So there we go. But that's why I won't go to the southern Spain. I've been there for many years. I probably no intention of going back. Interesting. And my plans are changing because I kind of wanted to end up in LA, and there is a huge exodus from Los Angeles. Massive. People are just leaving in droves. They've had enough of it. In droves. And Joe Rogan, the biggest podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan, $100,000 per podcast, Phil. That's almost Phil Dave money. $100,000 a podcast.
Not bad. Bit of a way to catch up, but not bad.
You're close. You're very, very. He must be worried. I mean, I think Joe Rogan must be worried sick.
Yeah.
Especially because you're going into the MMA in the featherweight class, and I think you're going to cause quite a sensation.
Hey, if I carry on eating cholera the way I am, I'll be joining
the featherweight card. You and Conor, I think the big match is going to be you versus Conor McGregor. My money would be on you. My money would absolutely be on you. Julian McDermott, my French teacher at school, Mr. Mosley, no relation to Oswald, thank God. Unlike Max Mosley.
Yeah, but you do know that doesn't strictly speaking sound terribly French. I mean, I recognize that not all French teachers have to be French.
No, well, that would be ridiculous.
It might help.
Anyway, the point that Juliet's making, he had a de Chevaux. He had a 2CV. God, they were designed so that so farmers could drive them across fields. Seriously, it was post-war. So farmers could drive them across. And the test was they had to put raw eggs on the seat, drive across furrowed fields. And if the eggs didn't break, Citroen reckoned they were okay cars. Julian McDermott, I have a holiday booked, had it booked a while ago now, to Monaco at the end of August, hoping I can still go. The most boring place on the planet, Julia. Well, there's nothing, unless you're a multi-squillionaire, there is really nothing to do there except sit, drink espresso for 25 quid a cup and look at Ferraris driving by. That's kind of it. Monaco, incredibly dull. And stupid money. What are you going to do there? Wasn't a rhetorical question. You can come back.
Oh, I don't know because I've never been there, so I wouldn't know.
Monaco. It's the sort of place you pop for the afternoon, have lunch, take a mortgage out. Don't even have lunch. Have a drink. Well, probably don't. Bring a bottle of water. It's so expensive there. You can still go, but you may need to stay there. Great place. Take no notice of Russ. Okay. Marcella Guglielmucci. Could you spell that for me, please? Martin. This is what it would be like in England, wouldn't it? Marcella, what's your name? Oh, it's Martin. No, it's Marcella. Right. What does she say? Go on, off you go.
Ella says, Mike and Trigger in the Nag's Head, taking bets on the name of Del and Raquel's unborn baby. Yes. Mike, so, Trigger, what? Mike, what's the name that... Maybe we should just read alternatives here.
All right, go on. So,
if I be Mike and you be Trigger.
Right. Yeah.
So...
What?
What name have they decided on?
If it's a girl, they're going to call her Sigourney after an actress. And if it's a boy, they're naming him Rodney after Dave. Those shows were perfect, weren't they? John Sullivan, what a brilliant writer. When he was always interviewed, he was a very, very modest, quiet man in real life. And he said he would just sit in a pub and listen to the conversations, and the conversations around him really gave him all the material for the dialogue, for the scripts of Only Fools and Horses. Julia McDermott, I love the south of France. Split holiday, 3 days in Monte Carlo, 3 days in Nice. Now you're talking. Very, very nice. It is lovely. You come out of Nice airport and you smell that air and you see the palm trees. It's beautiful. Now, Nice is absolutely gorgeous. Ken Elm, you player. That's a perfect description. Somerset Maugham once best described Monaco as a sunny place for shady people. That's really cool.
My mother is quite right, of course, though. We have Monte Carlo right here.
Well, you do. Well, Julia, you say you're not shady, but, Phil and I have met you many times, and there's a hint of there's a hint of shadiness. Genius. John Sullivan says Marcella Guglielmini. You know it. What else did he write? Did he write Wolfie Smith, Citizen Smith? Yeah, I think he did.
He wrote loads, didn't he?
Help me out here, gang. Did John Sullivan write? I think he also wrote that wonderful thing with Robert Lindsay of Wolfie Smith, Three of the Peckham One.
Oh no, that. Oh yeah.
Wolfie Citizen Smith. She's not flying. She's going to Eurostar.
And he also wrote Just Good Friends.
Can't remember that. What was that? Was that with Paul Nicholas? Can't remember. Yes,
it was Paul Nicholas. Well done,
Paul Nicholas, and I cannot remember the name of the actress.
Jan Francis.
Jeez, how do you remember that? Was it up on your screen?
I was going to say Wikipedia is a wonderful thing.
Julia McDermott, you're confusing me with Eminem. Eminem.
Eminem, that's the type of cat.
Marshall Mathers, Eminem. Slim Shady. You're the real Shady. Please stand up. Please stand up. I used to love Eminem. I thought he was brilliant. Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. Loved it. Those lyrics were fantastic. Didn't you ever like Eminem? I really, really liked Eminem.
Never, ever.
Big time. Big fan of Eminem.
Oh, huge. Good Lord. No. I mean, any bloke who can sue his own mother, frankly.
Well, let's be honest. You've had injunctions against Linda Dave. You've had injunctions against her, so don't be so cocky.
I haven't sued her.
Had to wear Chrissy Holt. Well, thanks for sharing the people.
Would you like us to shout for you, dear?
Had to wear headphones because I can't hear you very well. What?
You wouldn't get them reading them out on Radio 4.
What is that?
On the stage.
That's what you share. You have got macaroni cheese. I get that. The headphones. Well, we have to wear headphones because otherwise we can't gauge the non-quality of our broadcast. Have you seen Paul Nicholas?
Everything on that thought with headphones today is very, very exciting.
Okay.
Yes. Because these headphones that I'm wearing, I know this doesn't work very well if you're listening on radio, I apologize. But the headphones that I'm wearing today, I have had these, I reckon, for probably about 13 years. Yes. And I took them out of the box from which they lay for quite a long time, only to discover, and you'll know what I'm talking about because I'm sure you would have seen this before, that the lining was disintegrating. You know how it is on headphones that after a certain period of time, the foam innards start disintegrating, and then the bits that are around the actual pads that you put over the ears, they also start going a bit peculiar. Anyway, I ordered some brand new pads.
I told you this the other week.
What?
I did the same thing. My headset looks brand new now because
yes.
£8.
Look at that.
Absolute £8. Well, look, hang on.
I'm very happy.
Hang on, look at that.
Like a
£8.
Yeah, like seriously, a brand new pair of headphones.
Brand spanking new, they look.
Yeah. It's really, I'm very happy. It's like a brand new pair of headphones all around.
It's the best deal. If you do have this is a tip. Bit of a tech tip.
This is what Men's Radio Station was set up for, to help you with headphones.
Yeah, no, because the insides get gungy and they get Paul Claridge, you dick. Hi, all I'm up a ladder in Beckenham again.
Really?
What's the matter with you, mate? What is with you and ladders? The last 3 shows, Paul Claridge is listening to the show up a ladder. Paul,
I'm completely sure you understand what career ladder is. You know it's a mess, right?
Marcello Guglielmucci, thank you. Loved how Wolfie's girlfriend mum used to call him Foxy. Did he? I don't remember that at all. Anyway, if you've got headsets and you don't want to get rid of them because they're great, and I thought, oh man, if you go to Bose, you got to buy new headsets, like 300 quid or something mental. So I looked online, it said Bose compatible. I think it costs 7 or 8 quid. It arrives, all the gear, and you just reset it, and the headset is absolutely like brand new. It fits, it does the suction properly, takes out all the noise. It's absolutely marvelous. I don't remember much about Robert Lindsay as Citizen Smith. Was it Free the Peckham One or something? always made me. Jan Francis, yes, it was Jan Francis. And Ed Grossman, yes. Have you seen Paul Nicholas recently? Well, you know, Ed, in all seriousness, time isn't always kind. Some people look like themselves a bit older, and other people, you look at them and go, I have no idea who that is. And yeah, Paul Nicholas kind of doesn't look well. We all look very we all look very different now, don't we? We all look very different. Some of us not too bad, and some of us look a bit ravaged by time. But yeah, Paul Nicholas, he was very handsome, wasn't he? I think all the girls used to like him because he had all the hair going on and everything. What are you doing, Phil? What are you doing? You're checking something. It was Tooting Beck. That was it, Juliet. Thank you. It was Tooting Beck. Where he is. Here's a question, and I'm interested.
Thank goodness for that.
Just because it's what?
No, you said here's a question. I'm really pleased.
Here's my question. What was your favorite TV comedy?
Oh,
everybody, what was your favorite? No, I'm interested. Because I love comedy. You don't think so, but I do. What was your favorite? Of course, Philip.
Thanks.
Rodney.
Mine, without a shadow of a doubt, The Vicar of Dibley.
Seriously?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Really?
I just think it's brilliant. I mean, rural England at its finest, stereotyped by the notion that anyone who lives in a pithy village in the middle of Plotsville is all inbred and completely lunatic. I flipping loved it.
She was very good in that, wasn't she? I like the episode. It was. I've seen very, very few episodes of The Vicar of Dibley. Just one of those things that I don't know why I just missed it. It wasn't deliberate. I just never got into it. I never watched it really. But there was one where she has Johnny Depp is filming or something, and she has to get the courage up to invite Johnny Depp to a party or some vicarage. That was just blooming marvelous. Chrissy Holt, I loved M&M. Song All the Girls in the Park Go Round and Round reminds me. I don't want to read the rest of that. Thank you very much.
Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, great. Classic, brilliant, wonderful.
And now on Faulty Towers.
Perfect.
Juliet Dermot, The Last of the Summer Wine. Really?
Oh, God.
No. I have absolutely no idea how that has survived so long.
Jesus.
I never laughed at that.
Man, I look at that. My dad used to kind of say, oh, look, it's on. And I go, oh, Jesus. No, I just sit there.
Faulty Towers. Oh, what? And some others do have them.
Fabulous.
Betty.
I had my mate Karen Detrice, of course, her sister's Michelle Detrice. So Larry Viner and I took them both out for lunch about 2 years ago.
Timmy,
hang on. Hang on, here we go. Has Phil ever heard about sunblock, dear? Should have done.
Well, yes. Luckily, I have heard of sunblock.
I've got to think. Timmy, I'm not going out. I love not going out.
Going out. Likes not
just
going out.
Staying in. You don't like that?
It's not. I don't personally find it that funny, but my mother loves it.
Oh, Christ, I love that show. Lee Mack, fabulous. Tim Vine, my favourite. So there we are. Keeping Up Appearances.
Did it have 2 series?
Well, I thought it was great. I really liked it.
I do like Keeping Up Appearances. Mr.
Hyacinth Bouquet.
Really?
What's the name of the brother? Onslow.
Yeah.
Who passed away not that long ago. Onslow.
Here
we go. Just so many, says Marcella. Blackadders, fabulous. Fools and Horses, yeah. Dibley, your one. The Office, The In-Betweeners, The Good Life,
Now, do you know what? You say that Onslow didn't pass away that long ago. Jeffrey Hughes was the name of the actor who played him. Do you know he died 8 years ago?
Jesus.
Died in 2012.
Really? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. My mother is
Where
chipping.
the hell does the time to the manor born? That was beautiful. I loved that.
Marcella, really? The royal family? Again, something I never laughed at. How funny.
Brilliant acting. Brilliant acting. And they were tremendous actors.
Now you're talking, Marcella. Yes. Now you're talking. Dinner Ladies. That was amazing.
Never saw that. Never saw it. Anything with Benny Hill, says Ken Janur. Yeah, with you. My favorite TV comedies would be the following: The Larry Sanders Show, the best TV comedy I've ever seen in my life. Just incredible. Seinfeld, I'd have to go with. Frasier.
Really?
Cheers. Oh, God. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, every time.
Fran says, and your cousin Fran says, The Good Life.
I love The Good Life. They got Porridge. Oh, what a show. What a show. Pop quiz. What was the name of the prison? No conferring.
Oh, heck.
Conferring. You can't go onto Google. No cheating. What was the name of the prison? Two Ronnies. Absolutely fabulous. Ken Amjino, couldn't agree with you more. Those scripts were magnificent. The Good Life was absolutely marvelous. Marty, you need to watch Dinner.
You do need to watch Dinner Ladies.
You silly cow.
Terrific.
Right. Dinner Ladies, I will try and get. Stage, yes, I've heard Stage is fabulous.
Oh, Paul Andrews. Now that does sound funny. He says
Slade Prison. Yeah, it was Slade Prison. Well done. Well done, Paul.
Very good.
2.5 Men. Not with Ashton Kutcher, though. That was bloody awful.
I've never understood 2.5 Men.
Oh, I love 2.5.
Because there's at least 3 people in it.
No. You understand why it was 2.5 Men or not? Serious? Is it you being silly or you want an answer? Because it was Alan. It was Alan. Oh my God! You met Kelsey Grammer. You met Kelsey Grammer. Oh yeah, when he was a Man of La Mancha with Cassidy Jansen. He's one of the nicest people in the world. Sings with a jive aces and ends up working with played Carole King in Beautiful. God, she's a talent and so nice, so normal. What a talent she is, just great. HM Prison Slade, absolutely right, Marcello. Googly Moochie. I'm going to get your name right if it kills me. Modern Family. Nope, never seen it. Is that's with Edward? Oh, crumbs! Come on, I'm a huge fan. Is it Ed O'Brien? The guy, you know, who played Al Bundy. Ed, help me out. He played Al Bundy. Married with Children. Oh, fabulous. Al Bundy. God, did I love. Oh my God. All right. Pop quiz. What's the connection between Married with Children and Matt Groening? What is the connection?
Or is that a name?
No, it's not Ned.
As in, like, are you?
No, we got the gag. We got the gag.
Are you misleading along
the line? Don't lay it on with the trial. We got the gag. It was very good. What's the connection between Married with Children and Matt Groening? Pop quiz. Come on. Ed O'Neill. That isn't the connection, but you're right. Ed O'Neill. What a brilliant actor he is. He's terrific. Very interesting guy. In Married with Children, if you've never seen it, he plays shoe salesman Al Bundy. It was a huge hit, this show. And of course, Schitt's Creek, which everybody raves. I've not seen one episode. I'm going to have to get into it because the great Shirley Green says it's hilarious. The even better Chantal Rickards, both my landladies from Los Angeles. Chantal Rickards, who joins us every Friday, says Schitt's Creek is great.
I cannot.
Oh, Marcella Guglielmucci Leela, you are spot on.
I cannot deal with it.
How did you know that?
But that certain creek, honest to God, I did see the first episode off of Chantel's recommendation. I just didn't get it.
I'll have a look.
I just don't think it was funny.
So the answer to my little pop quiz, well done, Marcella. You're like a heat-seeking missile with a scramjet on it. The connection is that Katie Sagal that's how I'm pronouncing it, who played the wife, Peggy, in Married to Al Bundy, plays the alien with one eye in Futurama. Futurama, just fantastic show if you've never seen it.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Timmy. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't like you before. I really like you now.
Oh,
Yes.
He's married.
God,
David
yes.
will punch your face in. Actually, David would pay you.
Girls.
David would pay you to take him off his hands.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. The Golden Girls.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
You know, if you were desperate for money, David would pay you to take Timmy off his hand.
You're taking
I
the
always
gloss
love it.
off.
Timmy posts pictures of him and
Amazing.
his husband all the time, right? I've never seen, and I've met them only 1,000 times. I've never seen anyone look more miserable than Timmy's husband, David, ever. He always looks permanently pissed off, which makes it all the funnier. They've been together, I don't know, 20 plus years or something insane. They've been forever. Chantal, we were too polite to ask about the the BAFTA Awards. I didn't see it. I never watch award shows. I can't bear them. Ed, why was it so crap? Chantal, we were too polite to talk about the BAFTA Awards. They were dreadful. Futurama is so underrated. Very good. It's wonderful. It's much better than The Simpsons. I'm going to be bold and say it. Futurama is just so clever. Everybody loves Raymond. Oh God, yes. I can't do his voice. Everybody loves Raymond. That was good. That was a very good show. The Golden Girls. Are you a big fan of the Golden Girls, Phil Trigger?
Love the Golden Girls.
Some of the interactions, they're so acerbic and they're witty and they're so rude.
No, the timing is phenomenal on that show. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. It is no wonder it ran as long as it did.
They didn't get on. It's interesting. The actresses, can I say actresses and not get hauled up before the court of, we're going to hang you if we don't woke bollocks. They didn't get on at all. B. Arthur did not like the lady who played Blanche.
Rue McClanahan.
That's it. They didn't get on. Didn't get on. And interestingly, in Married with Children, there was the neighbors. There was the neighbor couple, and he always called her chicken legs and all that, and endless insults. Al Bundy. They didn't like each other at all. I mean, really didn't like each other. I Love Lucy. Oh, yeah. Growing up as a child, watching that. The early Ricky. Oh, Lucy. Lucy, what are you doing with that thermonuclear weapon? Put it out. Oh, Ricky, what am I going to do? I Love Lucy was great. Way before your time, Trigger. But the original one, before it all got a bit silly and they brought the kids in. B hated Betty White. Yes, indeed.
Really? How can anyone?
Yeah, they didn't get on. They did not get on, which is a testament to their acting to be able
to be able to overlook that. That's pretty incredible.
Red Dwarf, not for me. No, I tried.
I'm fairly sure the financial incentive helped them quite a lot as well.
But Phil, you say that when people really don't like each other, it's unless you're the consummate professional, it's really hard to hide. Phil, really hard to hide. No, it is hard to find, especially if you've got to do split second time. I mean, the way that they had to deal with Charlie Sheen when he was off his face. God almighty.
Dylan Kerr, would the Golden Girls be allowed now because it objectifies women? Do you know what? I think there are quite a few things in the Golden Girls that probably wouldn't be allowed now. Some of the humor was definitely quite racy. Oh, there was a lot of racial puns and stereotypes going on in there. So there definitely would be some things that wouldn't be allowed now if they remade it. But I believe that the premise was so far ahead of its time.
It was fabulous.
Because
if you're trying to sell the idea of, and please bear with me, ladies, I'm not being rude, but if you're selling it to a commissioning editor and you say, well, the idea is 4 women getting on in year. Oh, no, thank you. Are they glamorous? I'm not interested. Are they? No, I'm not interested, because that's how stupid they are. But they respected each other's talent. That's very clear. I think, Timmy, they really, really did. Ed Grossman, men behaving badly. Oh God, yes. Yeah, I thought that was I enjoyed that a lot. Do you remember the episode where they're obsessed with Kylie Minogue? So the two guys are in Men Behaving Badly. They're obsessed with Kylie Minogue, and then the door opens in one scene, and there's Kylie Minogue, and she's bumped into their van, right? And they don't realize so the whole front end of the show, they're going on and on about Kylie Minogue. There she is in their silly flat, and they don't recognize it's Kylie Minogue. And the joke just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just fabulous. And he gets more. Oh, you dropped the dead donkey. That was a good show. That was a very good show. I like that a lot. That was excellent. The young ones, but I was 16 at the time.
So you were a young one.
Yeah.
You know, there was.
Isn't it interesting how Nigel Planer has grown into who he is, and you see him on things like Midsummer Murders and stuff like that.
But there's one particular comedy that hasn't come up out of all of this, and I'm actually quite surprised, but very pleasantly surprised as well, because I never got it either, and it's Friends. I never ever understood Friends. I didn't laugh at it. Don't find it funny. I think the mere fact that they get paid, but towards the end they were getting paid $1 million per episode is staggering.
Just international. Did it not amuse you at all?
Honestly, I think I was forced into watching the whole episode through once, and I really didn't raise a smile.
That made me laugh out loud. I thought it was hilarious.
And there was
some very, very good choices coming up. Rhoda, see if you remember this, Timmy, Alexis Carrington Ward. This is Carlton, your doorman. Remember that on Rhoda? Zzz. This is Carlton, your doorman. You never saw him. Friends.
Definitely.
Didn't get Miranda.
Definitely there's a pattern going on here.
Your mother hated Friends as well. or is your mum trying to say my son Phil's got no friends?
I wouldn't say that it's in the genes, but apparently it is. Timmy, yes. Are you being served? Love that.
Come on. In its heyday, I look forward to that coming up. It made me roar with bloody laughter. Absolutely roar.
Oh, Juliet's correcting me. I apologize, Juliet. Juliet says I mentioned Friends earlier. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Ed Grossman. That is so rude. Are you being served? I'm free.
Your mouth is too near to your toes.
May I have a word? I used to love that. Every character. I wrote for quite a lot of those because those people did corporate videos, and I wrote for a lot of them.
Mr. Are you free?
But they'd always look around. They always soddle in the shop, and they would go,
I'm free.
I'm free. That's the joy of a comedy. You just remember the character and you start laughing. Oh, Chrissy Holt, sorry, I feel left out today because I hardly ever watched telly growing up or now. Don't know half the programs. I did watch Rawhide. Did you love Gil Favor or Rowdy Yates? Or was it Wishbone that you loved? Best Western ever, Rawhide. Fabulous. Oh, Christ, no, Timmy, no, Nearest and Dearest, no. No, awful. Hated that. Home Improvement with Tim Allen. Yes, that made me laugh a lot. What's the matter?
I'm cable charming.
What are you doing? You on drugs again?
Well,
No, honestly. I remember No, honestly, because it had the theme tune by the lovely Lindsay DePaul.
You know, like in the sort of the Middle Eastern lands where they had the snake charmers from years ago. I'm just putting a modern twist on it. So I'm cable charming.
It's genius. People will be flocking to your home in Hertfordshire just to marvel at it. Home Improvement was very good. Remember, please, sir. No, that's Doctor in the House. Hang on. That was Please, sir. Or was that the Fen Street Gang? Help. One of the two. Johnny Spates, Alf Garnett. Yeah, till death us do part. Yeah. No, honestly, I can't remember what No, honestly was about. I just remember Lindsay. Oh, how close was that? Come on. Hey, got the bell.
Yeah, there's enough of that.
So which one was that? Fen Street Gang or Please, sir?
That was Please, sir.
It was Please, sir. It was great. I had a major crush on the girl who played Sharon in the front. You weren't born. I had
Although I
a
will
major,
say, though,
major
Tim
crush on
has,
her. I thought she
Timmy
was
has
hot.
surpassed himself.
What, Citizen Smith?
No, this
On
one.
the buses. Bewitched.
I think I can about wiggle my nose.
She was fabulous, wasn't she? So, oh God, loved her.
Samantha.
I loved her. Yeah.
Oh, Elizabeth Montgomery. That was it.
Elizabeth. What's the link? Pop quiz between Dallas and I Dream of Jeannie. Come along. The link between Dallas and I Dream of Jeannie. No Googling. Come on, you got to guess.
Oh, my hands are here.
Man About the House. Yes. Rising Dead. Miss Jones.
I like Rising Dead. Oh, what about On the Buses?
Yeah, if you watch that now, God almighty.
I hate you.
Get this bus out. If you watch it, here, look at that bird, Stan. Here, Stan, look at that bird. Look at that rag, darling. Oh, God. Oh, God. Larry Hagman, correct, Richard Todd. Larry Hagman played the Air Force guy who, on a desert island, discovered the bottle containing the gorgeous genie. And then he went on to play J.R. Ewing, of course. JR, says Linda Dave. Absolutely right. Alexis Carrington Ward, JR. Oh, no, he should be JR. And
that as much as fun as it is to talk about comedy shows, with 15 minutes to spare or just under, would you be offended if I introduced another subject? Because I'd very much like people's feet. No, I'd like.
I'm just going. Oh, George and Mildred. Lord,
love that.
Do you know? Now here's a little link because George and Mildred, we had the real life wife of George on as one of our guests, Linda Egan. I got the name right.
Yes.
We had her on as our guest because she's an awesome man. Brian Murphy's real life wife was one of our guests on the Friday show. Heidi High. I loved Heidi High. Be honest with you, I absolutely loved Heidi High.
So here's a question for you. Right. My family and I yesterday, we went out for the first time collectively as a family since all of this nonsense began to a restaurant. Okay. Went to a very nice restaurant that was very carefully chosen in Little Venice. And I don't need to necessarily give it a plug, but the reason why I mention this is because it was along the canal side. Yep. Half of the restaurant front was all open air, if you see what I mean. So that's why it was carefully chosen as to where we went. Now, I, the other day, bought a cutlery set, a portable, sort of a portable cutlery set, as it were.
I find most cutlery is portable.
No, but you know what I mean. Is that one that you take around with you, as opposed to one that you keep at home? So this was specifically maybe.
What's the difference? I don't understand. What's the difference? It's a knife and fork. What's the difference?
But it comes with a container, a whole case, and within it you've got knife, fork, spoon, chopsticks, and drinking straws. Okay, so and it just comes. Everything is all there, all washable, all dishwasher proof, all of that. And the reason why I bought it is because I wasn't very happy at the prospect of my family and I. Speaking of my family, Juliet McDermott mentions My Family is a good sitcom. Thank you very much. Very good.
Grave. Excellent. Forgot that. Fabulous.
I didn't want my family and I to use restaurant cutlery just yet because I'm a bit freaked out by the concept of it. You know, it's gone in someone else's mouth and never really can tell. Not to mention that obviously the waiting staff would have to handle said cutlery to give it to you. And if you start handling it, we'll then potentially get germs on the fingers. So I've always been a bit of a germaphobe, but I bought portable cutlery sets, or these, I mean, like I said, I call it portable in the absence of a better name for it. And there's one for each of us. So it was my parents, for me, my sister, and brother-in-law. Now, my sister and brother-in-law took one look at this, put it in their bags, took it as a present. They weren't going to use it. They were happily using the cutlery at the restaurant.
Is that your sister and brother-in-law?
My parents,
we've never liked them.
No, my parents and I absolutely were using our own cutlery sets. Am I overreacting?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not in the least. You're not overreacting. It's your personal choice. It's your personal freedom, and it's your decision. And if you want to take your own cutlery to a restaurant, so be it. And why people would mock it or criticize it, Fine. They can do what they want to do. You do what you want to do. And in that instance, you've got complete choice.
But I feel like a bit of a hypocrite. And my sister, I don't often say this, she was right. Because I'm the one who's been banging on about this for heaven only knows how long. Oh, this is such an overreaction, what we're doing.
You have. See, I'm a little bit surprised. I was trying not to go down that road. But person saying, oh, it's just like flu.
I wonder whether or not. Yeah, but I've always been a bit of a germaphobe. So I've never been desperately happy. And in fact, there's anyone who knows me well enough will be able to tell you that whenever I go to a restaurant, if I think the cutlery is dirty, I'd ask for a pot of boiling water and I clean it myself before using it. I've always done that. So way before COVID-19 came along. And I'm not necessarily proud of it. I just can't help it. It's the way I am. I get very freaked out.
I don't have a problem with that. Why would you Here's the thing, right? Let's forget COVID for a second and let's just remember when we had a life and it was normal and we could see friends and not feel permanently fed up and thinking, what is the point of all this? If you're not happy with the standard of hygiene in location X, it is entirely within your province to do something about it. Totally. I have no problem with that whatsoever. How many people watching and listening now when they look at cutlery and go, oh, would you mind changing it, please?
Chrissy Holt says no, because dishwashers don't always get it clean. And this is kind of my theory as well. This is what I'm thinking is even though that it is distinctly possible that commercial dishwashers reach more of a boiling point than, say, your standard dishwasher that you get in a home.
Yeah.
I do think, I don't know. I mean, I know it's
agreeing with you. My cousin Francine's agreeing with you. She's saying me. I think she would do this. She would do the same. Now, somebody else, and I can't find it on this huge list, but she's saying, why don't you go the whole hog and bring your own plates? No, I
haven't gone that far yet.
Kind of. It depends how far you want to go, because there would be an argument. Well, Phil, if you're going to do that, why didn't you bring your own plates, glasses, and cups?
Now here's the thing. The glasses, the reason why I don't bring my own glasses is it's very simple, is I would only ever handle the glass with a glove on, so I didn't touch it.
You serious? In the restaurant?
Yep, seriously.
But you mocked me. Let's just get this out. Let's get this out the way. When we had the studio when we had to shut the studio because of health reasons, and I arrived with all my sanitizer and I wore latex rubber gloves and I spraying everywhere like crazy. This was before COVID was announced because I really wasn't happy about it. And you thought I was like mad. You mocked me.
I did.
You did.
No, I regret it. And I suppose maybe it was part of me was talking myself into it.
Okay, fair enough.
But then the other part of me also thinks that it is a bit bonkers that we allow ourselves to be this affected by what's going on.
We are this affected. I'm completely paranoid. It has affected me. I've been perfectly open about this. It has affected me very, very badly. And the longer this goes on, the worse I'm feeling. I'll be honest with you. The worst I'm feeling. I don't know how everybody else is doing, but I'm there are days I'm really struggling. Be honest with you. I struggle.
I mean, there is a great line that Alan Carr, as in comedian Alan Carr, came out with in one of his stand-up routines. But it is sort of true. His joke was, he said he remembers growing up that his father would say to him when he was forced into playing weekend like non-league football, like sort of lower league football. And he was always told by his dad, cheering on from the sidelines, he used to say, "On the head, you puff. Handle the ball, you puff." And he used to say, when you hear something enough times, and it's kind of true that if you hear that's Alan Carr's joke.
You know the truth about Alan. Alan Carr and his dad are very, very close. So he exaggerates it for the purposes of stand up. And they're very close and love each other a lot, which is really great. It's really great.
My point is though that what I was getting at with the when you hear something enough times, I just wonder whether or not I have sort of been, as it were, brainwashed into thinking like this without even realizing.
Phil, bottom line, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. And the bottom line is, who gives a monkeys? So what? So you go to the restaurant. Hang on, let me finish. You go to the restaurant. You're paying for, the whole family. Everybody's there. Everyone's paying, so they're getting income. Why do they care if you brought your own cutlery or not? So what? And if your brother-in-law and sister-in-law mock, so what? Makes you
fair,
happy. You can't sit there for the whole meal on tenterhooks with a T, tenterhooks, which it is.
Correct.
It's not tender hooks, by the way. It's tenterhooks. You sit there and worrying. It's better that you've got a peace of mind and enjoy the experience of dining out with your family. God, what a wonderful thing that would be. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Timmy's being sensible. Timmy, I know we take the rip out of each other, but Timmy says, I hate people who haven't taken it seriously. It's so selfish. That's why this bloody thing goes on and on and on and on, because people have not. It's just the pure selfishness of people. It's just dreadful. Dylan Kerr, very difficult not to be affected by it. Affected with an A. And Ed Grossman's agreeing with me as well. See, Richard Todd, I don't agree with this. Read this out because it appertains to you, Phil.
He says, I think that if I was that worried, Phil, I really wouldn't bother going to eat out. Maybe that's just me. Well, look, I get it. I do completely understand what you're saying. However, the reason why I think it's important to do it is because don't underestimate how these little things, these little acts of relative normality are actually good for you. You know, the fact that my family and I have not been to a restaurant for the best part, like many others, the best part of nearly 6 months, that actually sort of, considering we used to go quite a lot, has probably affected us more than we realize.
It has affected us. There's a couple of very serious points. Timmy's coming in. Timmy's other half, David. David is one of the, in all seriousness, is one of the top musical directors in West End theatre. So he goes from one huge show to another, and he's musical director. And David won't be going back to work, says Timmy, until April. And it'd be lucky to be bloody April, to be honest with you, Timmy. I just driving people crazy. And then Chrissy Holt. Do you want to read this, Phil? Because my throat's about to crack up.
No problem. You sort yourself out. Chrissy says, my daughter has been destroyed with lockdown. She's given up social work and is very stressed and in a lot of pain. A lot of hospital visit tests, and still in a lot of pain in the stomach. I just hope she hasn't got a serious illness. Well, Chrissy, I mean, obviously I am completely and utterly no medical professional, neither is Russ. But the only thing I would have thought, with a bit of rational thinking, is that surely they look for the serious things first and foremost. And if they have done various tests, I can't help but think it would have shown up if there was something. And let's not forget, nerves can play absolute havoc on people.
I know. Rosemary Jessup, very good point. It's so hard to talk about it with USA friends, as they say they have the right not to. Oh, see, this is such crap. The right not to wear masks and won't be told what to do by their government, which is why it'll end up in civil war. Guaranteed.
This is part of the problem, though, is that everyone's sort of saying this as well.
It's madness. It's my right. But it's your right to be responsible.
I had someone say to me the other day that they went into a supermarket. They were the only one in there not wearing a mask because they had, quote, left it in the car and couldn't be bothered to go back for it. And I just thought, I don't care. Go back and get it.
Bastard. I'm sorry, you're a lazy bastard. Turn round, go to the car park and pick your mask up. So it takes 2 minutes out of your life. Are you so important? You're not running the country. You're not on a moon mission. You know, forget it. You're not a brain surgeon on your way to the hospital. Turn round, go to the car park, pick up your mask, come back in.
Dylan,
totally agree with you.
I don't think this is going to be over for a few years. Now, Dylan, I agree with that. However, one thing I would say is that, like most things in life, you do adapt. One does learn to live with things. And I think that we all will slowly but surely. I mean, I feel like we're all slowly but surely getting to grips with this now anyway. I recognize it's very unnerving and very unsettling. But I certainly think, compared to if you look back to when towards the start of this, where most people were so freaked out by it, I do believe that a lot of people are learning to live with this now. I know it will take a lot of time. I recognize some people will never learn to live with it. And I also recognize, frankly, that a lot of people may even do the unthinkable as a result of it. Just remember, though, that nothing's forever, and hopefully with a little bit of flipping luck, this will be over sooner rather than later. But for however long it is around,
thank you for your comment. And Eve Phantom, I always carry a spare mask now, as one of mine broke.
There you go.
I'll stack that. Oh, Glassy Amanda, you got time to read this out?
I'm so sorry. We don't have time, Amanda, but we'll read it another time. We'll see you on Wednesday at midday. Bye, everyone.